Hello everybody, Outer Galaxy Man here. Picked up a couple of interesting VHS tapes the other day at Half Price Books for $1 a piece. Now that their store pricing, at least at the local branch, seems to have returned to sanity again, after they were trying to get $5 for VHS tapes of Austin Powers and things like that aren't worth anything. It seemed like $5 was their low price point on VHS tapes, and considering that maybe 2-3 years ago they were charging 50 cents, or at one point they were charging a dime, 10 cents for VHS tapes, and now all of a sudden very common tapes were going for $10. It was absurd. Of course, that's all driven by artificial auction house fixed, the fixes in kind of things, where the auction house and the graders of these things are all owned by the same people, so it's all a big fraud. So of course places like Half Price Books are buying into that fraud and thinking that these things are worth a whole lot of money when they really aren't. So I talked to the manager about that, and I'm not going to say that my talk made them change their prices or anything, but it is interesting that the prices went back down to a sane level after that, to $1 again. So these are two not too common items to find, honestly. This is a Producers. It's still sealed. It has a 1987 date on it. It still has the retail $14.95 price sticker on it from whatever department store that came from. It actually has a New Line, whoops, over here. It has a New Line watermark on the plastic wrap, on the shrink wrap, which tells me that this was issued after 1991. Now, it may have been already pre-made and then rewrapped with the New Line watermark wrapper. New Line acquired the Nelson Entertainment label material, which this is, from in 1991. So this tape went out to stores in 1991 or after, so we know that this is not necessarily an original 1987 issue, although it may have been from the warehouse and rewrapped. So whatever the case, it's a pretty old tape, and it is still going to be mint. I don't know how much print through there's going to be with the magnetic tape on something that's just been sealed for this long. I'm tempted to open this as an unboxing thing for the channel, but I don't know. It might be better to just sell this in this state. The problem is this movie is not worth anything. Like, this is so common. This is a Mel Brooks classic, of course, with Gene Wilder and Zero Mostel. This is going to be like a pan and scan. It's not going to be widescreen. I don't know. It's going to be pre-digital remastering, so it's probably not going to look great. And it might even be in EP mode, which means it probably isn't. It may not even track very well at this point, so I'm not sure. Anyway, here we got a Thorn EMI HBO video of Dreamchild. This was a 1985 British movie. It was based on Lewis Carroll and, I guess, Alice. The story of Alice and Lewis Carroll. It's told from the perspective of Alice being an old woman and thinking back on all of this stuff. I don't know how it glosses over the sussiness of Lewis Carroll or not, but I've seen this. I saw it a long time ago, and I don't remember anything about it. It got some good reviews at the time. I'm probably going to record a little bit of this for the channel to get the logo, and we'll look at that. Don't really have any need for this. I may end up selling this. It's not getting a huge amount on eBay. The last couple that sold got $10 and $15 respectively, which is good, especially since I paid $1. So now, one of the things about this movie that I think makes it collectible is that the Jim Henson Muppets are prominently used in this. The grotesque Muppets that Henson was doing back in those 80s fantasy movies. Like The Dark Crystal or something like that. This one's unusual. It's not just a straight up sort of fantasy movie like a lot of those other ones are. Anyway, so that's some interesting items. Outer Galaxy Man signing off.